In this video, I show you my book haul on ancient texts, ancient Egypt, and anything to spirituality to increase your vibration. Check this out. If you're new here, I post videos on book summaries and book hauls for personal development book, mindset, spirituality, esoteric book. I also help share ways that you can increase your vibration, increase your inner peace, and live a joyful life. So the first book on this haul is a pretty cool book. I actually got this book right before I got to Egypt, and I was recommended by Billy Carson from Forbidden Knowledge. His stuff really gravitated to me because the stuff he shares is on ancient text. He had a point where he said, these are texts written in stone tablets thousands of years ago. So wouldn't it make sense to listen to what that says because it's more ancient text than it was written in books in certain organizations and religions? You know, again, take it with a grain of salt, do what works for you, but I found it interesting. So the first book is The Compendium of Emerald Tablets, A Beginner's Guide. Reading this book before I left, very interesting. It really helped understand more of the Emerald Tablets that was written like years ago. So Billy Carson's take on the Emerald Tablets, he does share the Emerald Tablets. So Emerald Tablets are tablets that were found, and it's one of the first tablets to help where ancient texts and tablets found. Basically, it was information that was shared through time. It's ancient secrets about life, the universe, and what it means to be a human. That's what he says in the back of his books. So far, read this book, amazing book, on Amazon, still a bestseller, so highly recommend this book. The next book is The Epic of Humanity by Billy Carson and Matthew Lacroix. So far, really good. Haven't finished it. They collaborate with different knowledge that they both have. They're both good at understanding ancient texts. Both travel the world to these ancient sites, understanding the ancient information of these texts. And so far, I think it's still, this book came out, I believe early last year or beginning of this year. Let me double check here. Yeah, like late last year of 2023. Still a bestseller. So pretty cool how they collaborated. I will be sharing a book that I have on this book haul that I got of Matthew's, and it was really good as well. So the next book I got is The Stage of Time, The Secrets of the Past, The Nature of Reality, and the Ancient Gods of History by Matthew Lacroix. And it's interesting, all these authors I've been reading lately, including Matthew, including Billy Carson, I heard about them from the streaming app Gaia. And if you want to get the streaming app, I can link below where you can get the app. Totally opened up my eyes. Instead of me watching other streaming, I really like Gaia because I'm learning a lot, and you know, just it's so cool learning about different civilizations, different history, even your mind. And this is really good too. The thing is with Billy Carson and Matthew Crow, they really have the evidence they show when they go to these sites. It's outstanding, and it's astonishing how they're able to find this information and share it, and then share it in their books in a more simple manner of understanding it. So highly recommend this book as well. The next book I got is The Recipe to Elevated Consciousness, Transmuting Pain into Power to Gain True Inner Peace. So Elizabeth she's married now to Billy Carson, so her name is Elizabeth Carson. It goes deep into her history of what she went through. Some of it's like quite graphic, and it's crazy how she went through all of that and she's able to get out of it. Some people are stuck in that cycle. She was able to raise to a different frequency to the point where she was able to meet Billy Carson, and right now they're like a power tag team, and they just want to share this. Like for them, they want to share ancient texts on how to elevate yourself and increase your mindset. And she shares ways in how to do that. Like it's more like a recipe. She gives you, there's one that's called Rid the Energy Vampires. I love that. Brushing isn't just for your head anymore. And she talks about different things, different useful tools you can do to help basically elevate your consciousness, basically increase your vibration, have a better life. There's one that's called Heal Your Relationships. So this is a really good book, Recovering from Pain. Yeah, this is a really good book to read on that. The next book I got is from Billy Carson. Again, look how thick this is. That is crazy. It's called Woke Doesn't Mean Broke. Even if you're not broke, like luckily, yes, I have abundance, and you know, my wife and I, we do well financially. That even though we do, I still read books like this. Like there's ideas. He even talks about saving on travel. Like the best way to save is to go on all-inclusive or even a cruise. He has so many things in here. It's crazy. This book is like 60 Canadian, and I actually found it on a used bookstore last week for 20 bucks. That's okay. You know what? It's paid its dividends in even the small small things that I've learned. Like, for example, choose positive self-talk. He even goes deep down into like not buying unnecessary stuff that doesn't make you happy. And that's why I love Ramit Sethi, who wrote the book, I Will Teach You How to Be Rich. The other day, I was wanting to buy a book. So I know I shouldn't be talking about this. I bought this book at a store. And I'm like, you know what? 30 bucks, love it. It's my rich life. I love buying books. And I'll do a 5 best idea on that book as well. Ramit's book. He also has a Netflix special. It's awesome. I realized that I do have my rich life. I spend it on like travel books and things like that, but I cut down on like not eating out too much. I just love, making my own food, so things like that. But yeah, I digress. This is a good book for anyone, any financial situation you have. It's pretty cool to have this information. The next book I got is the Millennial Egyptian Wisdom. I didn't realize that it's basically the Kybalion and the Emerald Tablets in one. So I already have the Kybalion here. But I thought, you know what, it was cool to get this book. I guess I should have looked into it more. When I see books, I'm just like, ooh, I'm gravitated to it. Cool, because it's like 2 books in one. And it looks it's not a cool book. It looks like fancy. This is a good book too, which I'll do 5 best ideas on it. And as you can see, I just love books. Like, I'm still reading this book, even though I have that book and the other one. Millennial Egyptian Wisdom. And the last book on this haul is called The Tree of Life. This was recommended by actually Billy Carson. Not only that, it's one of the ancient text books that like people still buying. And it talks about different practices and things like that from back in the day, how different civilizations were able to do, I guess, what they call as magic and initiations, and how it talks about like ancient times, whether it be Egypt, Europe. It's still pretty cool. Looking forward to reading this book. Looks like the front is Sooth as well. The thing here that really got to me is that the person who wrote the book, their mission is to bring magic into the light of understanding. The really cool thing about this book is more of like magic, and like, I guess back then they called it magic, but now it's people call it like law of attraction and just getting out there and using your mind to create what you want. Looking forward to this one. So thank you for watching my book haul. If you have not yet, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Liking, subscribing, and turning on notifications really helps to get this information to people, to help brighten their mind, to brighten their life, and brighten their world, to live in light and love, and increase the vibration of the world. See you in the next video.